How you doing, folks? Deadman here with another little review coming off of E3, the Microsoft Xbox conference. If I had to use two words to sum it up, I'd have to use not impressed. Sorry, guys. You guys had a big chance to come back this year, and you just didn't. You guys failed miserably, and truthfully, I'm disappointed in you. Let's just run down a quick list here. Halo 4. Sorry, I've never liked Halo in the first place. Not impressed. Your new Glass app. Again, this is something that's cool, but it's useless to Android and iPhone users. So in the end, I'm not impressed. New dancing game. I'm not the kind of guy that dances. Not impressed. Also, going off and hiring a guy like Usher, where most of your budget went, I'm guessing, is just unimpressive to the kind of gamers like me who don't look for flash but actually content. As for the new Call of Duty Black Ops 2, very cool. The game looks awesome, but a little suggestion: next time, get somebody on stage who knows how to play the goddamn game. That's right. I actually coughed. I'm choking on the bullshit here. I try not to cuss so much anymore, but I mean, come on. This guy was fumbling through the controls and through the stage like, oh God, like a 4-year-old. The worst part is I have a 5 and a 4-year-old, and they play the game better than him. So Microsoft, from the Deadman, I just gotta say, I'm just not impressed. Next time, try putting in a little work, putting in a little effort, and shifting your budget from hiring has-been celebrities to putting out some great content instead. This is the Deadman. Stay tuned for the next conference review.
Alright, the Sony press conference. Pretty much you could say the main focus of the Sony press conference was the cross-platform gaming, combining the functionalities of the PlayStation Vita with the PS3, which pretty much in a nutshell makes the PlayStation Vita an enhanced controller for the PlayStation 3. I guess this is their answer to the Wii U that's coming out later this year, and honestly, this could probably be the greatest thing or the dumbest thing that Sony has pulled off in this entire generation of gaming, but I'll let you all decide out there which is actually the truth. I'm curious about it, but I'll just wait for the future to decide on that. There was also more announced on the PlayStation All-Star Battle Royal, this time with two new characters being announced, which was the Big Daddy and Nathan Drake. What can I really say about this that haven't already been said? You know, it looks good, everyone says the knockoff, but honestly, I say as long as it's fun and it works, how is that a bad thing? Beyond Two Souls looks good, but honestly, I didn't really see any gameplay or enough gameplay per se for me to make a real decision. I mean, it looks good. A lot of games this generation always looks good, but you know, I want to see actual substance to this gameplay because I'm not too far with QuickTime events, and I'm really hoping if this is going to be like some kind of like spiritual sequel to Heavy Rain, if they have to do QuickTime events, you know, let's just hope they kind of tone it down for some other more aspects of gameplay. Two games announced for the PlayStation Vita during the conference. The first one was Assassin's Creed Liberations, which I think is fantastic. A female assassin going around 1700s New Orleans. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm always interested in new aspects in the Assassin's Creed series, and it's nice to know that they're actually branching out besides just Connor. And now for the first time we get to play as a female assassin, I'm all for it. And also Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. That was it. Just a screen with the title. I hate it when they do that, but I guess it's something to think about. Let's see. There was a 4-player co-op mode announced for Far Cry 3. They say it's going to be an extensive mode and not just an add-on. You know what? I'll believe that when I see it. That's all I have to say about that. Wonder Book, the Book of Spells. Look, the concept is great if you're a family, you're going to buy it for your kid, but from what they showed at that presentation, it was a disaster. Grown adults, they should have at least done it with kids. I mean, at least that way they could at least pretend to be more into it. And that lag, I don't know if you all saw it, but that lag was atrocious on there. I really feel sorry for those people who actually had to go out and show its potential. God of War Ascension, they showed some single player gameplay for that. There seems to be some kind of like time altering aspect mechanic to the game, much like in Singularity. But honestly, I'm more interested in the multiplayer. That's what I'm interested in. And it pretty much ended with gameplay for The Last of Us, which I will say honestly on record that this is what I Am Alive should have been. Like, seriously, developers on I Am Alive, take notes. That's how you make the game. My only downside to the presentation was the fact that it didn't show any mutants in the video, but so far it looks great, looks gritty and down to earth, and looks crazy. Yeah, so overall, Sony was alright. They showed a lot more first party exclusives, and yeah, there's really not much to say about them, so let's hope that Sony does better this time around.
Alright, folks, Drake here. The Nintendo Conference. Well, out of the three, yeah, the only one with a console release. But I have to admit, I was not very impressed what they are releasing for it at the moment. So far, the only two games that I'm kind of excited for when it comes out basically comes down to Zombie U and Pikmin 3. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, Pikmin 3. Sorry. Me and the wife used to sit down and help each other finish playing Pikmin. So that way we can go ahead and try to finish all the levels and get them worked out. I mean, I would sit there and I'd help her get through different things. You know what? I need to stop myself there. I can't lie that much. It's the other way around. She helped me more than I helped her. Man, she beat the game like 5 different times where I was still trying to work on my one. But anyways, it was always fun to sit there and have her help me actually play something. So I'm kind of excited at the fact that they're going to be pulling out Pikmin 3. Now, I do have to admit, I do have to say they are coming out with some decent releases. The decent being the slight word to put it. I mean, there's a couple others like Scribblenauts Unlimited, which I do have to admit I'm kind of excited to try to play it, only for the fact that I want to see what limits you can go to at what you can create, considering the fact that the way they designed the game. Not only that, they're also coming out with stuff like Sing, which basically just take Just Dance and add karaoke. That's pretty much it. They also mentioned about they were going to do Lego City Undercover, where you play a character named Xice, and to me it looks kind of like a comedic adventure, cop busting, do stuff, and beat bad guys, and that's pretty much what I've seen about it so far. But it's kind of got a bit of a humor on it, which I do have to admit kids would definitely enjoy. Not too many adults probably would, unless you were a big Legos fan. Now, it's kind of surprised me when the fact that I actually watched the video and they actually started talking. How many Lego games have they came out with that actually had dialogue? I cannot think of many games, only for the fact that recently they're starting to do it more often. I guess people they're realizing that a lot of people just don't want to hear mumbles. They want to play it and hear what they say. Note, I said some right there when it comes to that speech thing. All right. Now, one thing I have to admit, when Ubisoft came on, I was kind of scared for a moment. I mean, there's some good games that Ubisoft did come out with that I did enjoy. Few. But they kind of got me caught on one of the releases. And no, I'm not talking about Just Dance 4. I almost cried in disappointment. Oh, sorry. I'm a Dance Central fan. Let's just put it that way. The game is Zombie U. Now, when they showed the way that this game was going to be played, using both the style and the new type of the new control pad that they're coming out with, I have to admit it's right up my alley. So when Deadman releases the zombie apocalypse into the nation, I'll at least be a little bit prepared on basically certain situations to see what I can do to get out of it and keep myself alive a little bit longer, so that way I can get to him so that he can protect. Alright. Now, I know everybody is wondering, what about the Assassin's Creed 3 coming for it, where they showed the video on it? All I gotta say is, no Altair, fuck it. Point and match. when they announced that they were going to come out with a Nintendo Land after they showed the some of the Ubisoft releases that they're going to come with, basically gave me the thought of avatars actually having a place to go play around and do other things. And I have to admit, typical Nintendo style. That's pretty much what they end up doing, is they create something and they try to make it a little bit better. Where they had the Mii Plaza, and then on the 3DS they actually came out with the 2 games that you can play, where you can collect the puzzle pieces and you can do the adventures. So that way, whoever you picked up on your friend's thing on your Wii, you can end up using them to try to fight and get further on in the battle. So it's just something, an advancement on what they were going to go ahead and do for that. Now when we continue, I mean, all I gotta say is when I saw Luigi's Mansion, the recreation or the type of creation that they're creating for it, it kind of reminded me of a couple of old games I used to play. Don't ask me what the names are, because at the moment I just cannot remember what the fuck they're called. And no, I'm not quoting Bomberman on this one. Hint, hint. Anyways, basically it ends up being a 4-on-1, where you got 4 players acting as the characters trying to find the ghost, and you got the one person who's got the Wii U control being the ghost. Well, I do have to admit that was pretty neat. I mean, a good way to put intuitive controls inside the system right there. I give you guys a props up on that. Not only that, I mean, they end up getting a lot of family games going on here. Now, with the control style that they're going to come out with, I do want to see it. I really do want to see it, and I want to try to play with it, see how it is. But one thing I do have to mention, I know I am going on for the E3 for the Nintendo side, but I do have to add one thing. GameStop, oh my God, what a bunch of noobs. How do you screw up on your mics and video when one person talks? You change the view to them. When they shut the fuck up, move to the person that's talking. Oh my God, how hard is that? I mean, half the time when I was watching the video for a couple of the releases that they were coming out with, I mean, the guy from GameStop looked bored. Is that why they ended up changing out the guy later on during the freaking thing? Sheesh. But anyways, the reason why I'm bringing that note up is because when they came out with this later section, they talked about a Wii U game that they're coming out with that I really do want to play. And this, I'm not as excited as I am with Zombie U and Pikmin 3, but I do want to play it for Project P100. The reason why I got an interest in it, and I have to admit, and you guys have to admit, you've always wanted to get a bunch of people, gather them around, put them around, get them up, make a fist out of them, and beat the shit out of the biggest thing you can find with civilians and superheroes. You know you wanted to do it. I want to do it. And then make them into a sword and slash things and with people. And then make a person ladder going up to the top of a building. And then go people hang gliding from one section to another. Man, you all know you want to play this, and you all know you want to try it. Yeah. Anyways, other than the fact that they're going to be releasing re-release games onto the Wii U with a twist, I will have to say that that is not a way you launch a system. I mean, coming out with a system and advertising a lot of stuff that was already released and saying we're going to re-release this on the new system, I mean, to me, honestly, that's just bad publicity. You don't want to put your foot forward out with these games that had already came out that everybody's probably already played and beaten. The only thing I have to admit that would probably catch people are the hardcore ones that enjoy those games hardcore style, that want to turn around and play it in a new, different way. So, I mean, that's the only reason why I can see somebody wanting to go ahead and see something like this. And now, one thing I was disappointed that I didn't get to see was Colonial Marines. I mean, god damn it, I don't want a cum shot view of them showing, yes, this is what we're coming out with. Look, aliens, colonial marines, but let's go to somewhere else. I mean, drag the fuckers on the stage, talk, make the bitches talk about the damn game, or I will fucking go Ripley on their ass. Ugh. But, so I don't go on too much of a rave about this, I'm going to go ahead and, just mention one last thing about this Wii U. I mean, they did advertise the fact that they're going to be using the same controllers that they did for the original Wii system. The only thing different is they're going to be adding that Wii U control itself where it has the touchscreen and everything like that. And the only question I'm still trying to get in my head is, are they going to be doing full backwards compatibility with the Wii? Because I do have Monster Hunter Tri, I do got a badass character on Monster Hunter Tri, and it will suck if I have to lose that character, because all you who have that game know you cannot copy to an external source. Period. Ugh. But once again, huge system release, shitty way of advertisement, but I will say they better start looking up the company that does Silent Scope, or that did Silent Scope, or somebody to recreate Silent Scope, like a special release edition for the Wii U, and just, yeah, I'll worship the ground you walk on. Anyways, this is Drake from, let's just, peace.